What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 231, and we start today's episode with a look at the league table. Spurs actually lost their game following our draw with Liverpool, which means that we've got a game in hand on Spurs, but they're 2 points in front. But what that means, with 3 games to go for us and 2 games to go for Spurs, if we win our next game, we go top of the table. So Spurs actually slipped up after our slip up. I thought our game against Liverpool was going to cost us the title or any chance of the title, but instead Spurs slipped up, which means if we win our remaining 3 games, we'll win the title. And it starts here with a game against Sunderland away at the Stadium of Light. And we know that if we get a win, we go top of the table. So the stakes could not be higher, because for the first time in a very long time, we can finish the night top of the table. But only a win will do it. A draw will still see us a point behind Spurs with 2 games to go each. So we take on Sunderland here, and it is a massive game for us. And the first chance would fall to us in the 24th minute. Suso struck this free kick, but unfortunately the Spaniard's shot went just over the bar and out for a goal kick. But that's what we needed, a really bright start in this game. Put the pressure on Sunderland and do what we could to try and put the pressure on early on. And in the 41st minute, Topless, making his debut in this game, gets on the ball and shoots, but unfortunately it goes wide the post and out for a goal kick. So the first half really was a lot of pressure on Sunderland, but we just couldn't seem to break them down. And in the second half, in the 50th minute, we were still drawing, and as McCullough gets on the ball, he takes on our former centre-back Kevin Bartley, rolls it across the face of goal, but Ezekiel's shot goes wide and out for a goal kick. So we just unfortunately could not see him to break the deadlock in this game. As we were approaching the hour mark, it was actually Sunderland who had a really good chance here, as Perez Alonso gets onto the ball, rises the challenge of Topless and shoots, but thankfully Liali makes a really good save and we turn it behind for a corner. So still scoreless, and you know, we needed to win this game. We needed a goal from somewhere, but unfortunately we were still on level terms. And from the corner it's crossed in, we failed to get the ball away. Frey strikes it, the first shot is blocked, and then Josh McEachran takes aim, but thankfully he can't get his feet sorted and it goes harmlessly wide and out for a goal kick. And with 18 minutes to go, it was still scoreless, and as things still, it looked as though we were going to be drawing this game and slipping up once again on a chance to take us top of the table. But in the 73rd minute, Danny Wright collects the ball and goes on a storming run down the left hand side. No one is going to catch our rapid left back. He crosses the ball in, and guess who's there? It's Michael Ngoo again. Ngoo off the bench scores another crucial goal for Millwall. It is ridiculous. If there is a definition of a big time player, this guy's going to appear in a dictionary. This guy is absolutely insane when it matters. Michael Ngoo heads the ball in. Yes, it's a free header, but even so, he puts the ball past the goalkeeper and makes it Sunderland 0, Millwall 1. And again, we bring off Ngoo. He gets us the goal, and we're 1-0 in front. And as things stand, we are going to be going top of the table for the first time in about 6 months. And he almost made it 2-0 here and doubled his goal tally, but unfortunately Pickford made a good save and Sunderland got the ball away. But it was still 1-0 as things stood, and all the pressure was on Sunderland after that. And as Danny Ings goes for goal here, it's blocked, but it comes from McCullough, who diving headers the ball wide the post. But the game does finish Sunderland 0, Millwall 1. So Michael Ngoo comes off the bench, and that was our chance. We took it, and we knew that after the game, after the final whistle, the celebrations would just be mad, because for the first time in about 6 or 7 months, we've gone top of the table. Absolutely incredible. And as you'll see by the league table confirmation, with 2 games to go, we are 1 point clear of Spurs. So that means that if we win our remaining 2 games, we will win the title and retain the Barclays Premier League. Absolutely incredible, it really is. And we are going to be, you know, here at our career at Millwall, we are forever indebted to Michael Ngoo. Forget Brian Carrasco, the cult hero of the series. Forget Leal Gutierrez, the original Scout Future Star. Forget the man with no legs, Scott Triggs. Michael Ngoo's the real hero. He's the unsung hero, you know. And yeah, absolutely incredible. Ngoo comes up big again. But anyway, we take on Arsenal for the penultimate game of the season here at the Den. And a win in this game will give us an absolutely massive boost, knowing that going into the final game, we could win the title with a win. So we take on Arsenal here at the Den, and yeah, I definitely fancy my chances. But Arsenal, you know, they're playing for something as well. They may not be playing for the title, but they are still playing for the Champions League place. As you'll see here, they're currently sitting in 5th place. They're on level points with Chelsea. They're still playing for a Champions League place, so they've got something to play for. This game isn't going to be an easy 3 points for us. Definitely not. They've not only got a good side, but they've got an incentive coming into this game. So it is going to be a very, very, very difficult game for us. And the first chance would fall here in the 9th minute, and it would actually be to Arsenal as Aaron Ramsey finds the number 7. He finds Lacadia. Lacadia rolls the ball out wide towards the number 7. He finds the Welshman Aaron Ramsey, who always scores against us. He plays the ball out wide. Eventually the cross is played in, and it is Ramsey who goes for goal, but thankfully the Welshman, who always does score against us, can't score here, and he puts his header wide of the post. So still scoreless, but in the 13th minute, a great chance for us to take the lead. Glenn Robinson gets on the ball, finds Oscar Polo, but it's a good stop by the Poland goal. Szczesny makes the save, and it is cleared away. So still scoreless, and in the 24th minute, Polo gets on the ball and plays it forward towards the runner Glenn Robinson. It's intercepted, but Robinson wins it back. Oxlade-Chamberlain finds Scott Triggs. Triggs strikes it from range, but again, Szczesny dives down to his left and turns it behind for a corner. So still scoreless, but both teams had early chances in this game. But from the corner, Carrasco crosses the ball in, and it is Leao Gutierrez who heads it in and makes it Millwall 1, Arsenal 0. So Carrasco to Gutierrez. We've heard that combination many times at Millwall, Napoli, Spurs, and now back at Millwall. Carrasco crosses the ball in. Gutierrez heads the ball past Szczesny and makes it 1-0. Although I do have to say, for Szczesny making a couple of good saves early on this game, I really feel like he should have made that his 3rd save of the game. That was right at him. He probably should have saved that in my opinion, but he didn't. The ball went through his hands, and yeah, Gutierrez makes it 1-0. So Millwall 1, Arsenal 0, and as things stand, we are taking a massive 3 points in this game. But in the 43rd minute, Arsenal came forward here. It is the number 7 who collects the ball. He's got 2 options. He picks out Ryo Miyachi, the Japanese. He plays the ball across the face of goal, and Lacadia strikes it, but it's a good save by Leali, and he turns the ball behind for a corner. So still Millwall 1, Arsenal 0, and from that corner they play it short. Jack Wilshere finds Miyachi, who collects it. The Japanese turns and turns for finding Wilshere. Wilshere then turns and turns for a ball rolling around his man. Keeps hold of the ball, and he just doesn't want to pass the ball. But eventually he finds Francois Coquelin, and Coquelin gives it back to his man. But as Kelvin makes the challenge, we go on the break, and Arsenal are guilty of playing stupid passing possession. We're not putting the ball in the back, putting the ball into the box. Eventually Chamberlain finds Oscar Polo. It's a great chance to punish them. Nice little triple step over, then a roulette, then he shoots, but Szczesny makes a good save, and then Triggs puts it wide and out for a goal kick. So still Millwall 1, Arsenal 0, but that was Arsenal all game really. They just didn't want to put the ball in the box. But in the 58th minute, Coquelin gets onto the ball, and it's a good challenge by Leao Gutierrez. And again, the trouble with Arsenal is they always try and walk it in. Anyone going to get that reference? I hope so. But it's still 1-0, and Arsenal just kept on trying to walk the ball in there, and I'm sure Moss and Roy will be very upset with that. But in the 60th minute, Oscar Polo gets onto the ball. Nice couple of skills here. Then he shoots, but he goes wide of the post and out for a goal kick. So really, we were in control of this game. Despite Arsenal having a couple of chances, we were still the superior team, and we deserved the 3 points. So we win in the penultimate game of the season, and Spurs also won their penultimate game of the season, which means that going in to the final day, the league table looks like this: 37 games played. There is 1 point separating Spurs and Millwall, but all you need to know is we're top of the table, and that means a win in our final game will see us crowned champions of the Barclays Premier League, and we will retain it. And who would have thought a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago in game, that would have been possible, because we were so far behind Spurs. They weren't slipping up. But as you can see here, win our final game and we're champions. Spurs will be taking on Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium. We'll be taking on City away at the Etihad. So yeah, things to play for both teams obviously, but the title is in our hands. All we've got to do is grab it now. All we've got to do is win the game, and we will win the title. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, don't get me wrong. It could be a case of nerves getting the better of us. You never know. I don't predict it'll be as frantic as last season, but even so, it should be one of those games where any mistake and you could lose the title. So it could be a really, really good game. But that will be in the next episode, which will of course be the penultimate episode of the season, because after that we'll have the Champions League final against Real Madrid. So yeah, that will be the next episode. The end of the season will be episode number 232. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please do leave a like, because that's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And of course, it only takes a second to click that like button, and I will see you for episode number 232 very soon, which will of course be the end of the Barclays Premier League season.